The Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 1, Section 4, Breathing. Lecture delivered in San Francisco, March 28, 1900. Breathing exercises have been very popular in India from the most ancient times, so much so that they form a part of their religion. Just as going to church and repeating certain prayers, I will try to bring those ideas before you. I have told you that how the Indian philosophers reduce the whole universe into two parts, that is, Pran and Akash. Pran means force, all that is manifesting itself as movement or possible movement, force or attraction, electricity, magnesium, and all the movements in the body, all the movements in the mind, and all the various manifestation of one thing called Pran. The best form of pran, however, is in the brain, manifesting itself as light of understanding. This light is under the guidance of thought. The mind ought to control every bit of pran that has been worked upon in the body. The mind should have entire control of the body. That is not the case with all. With almost of us, it is the other way. The mind should be able to control every part of the body just at will. That is a reason, philosophy. But when we come to matter of fact, it is not so. For you, on the other hand, the cart is before the horse. It is the body mastering the mind. If my finger gets pinched, I become sorry. If the body works upon the mind, and the body works upon the mind. If anything happens which I do not like to happen, I am worried. My mind is thrown off its balance. The body is the master of the mind. We have become bodies. We are nothing else but bodies just now. Here comes the philosophy to show us the way out, to teach us what we really are. You may reason it out and understand it intellectually, but there is a long way between intellectual understanding and the practical realization of it. Between the plan of building and the building itself, there is a quite a long distance. Therefore, there must be a various methods to reach the goal of religion. In the last course, we have seen or we have been studying the method of philosophy, trying to bring the everything under control, once more asserting the freedom of soul. It is very difficult. This way is not for everybody. The embodied mind tries it with great trouble. A little physical help will make the mind comfortable. What would be more rational than to have the mind itself accomplish the thing? But it cannot. The physical help is necessary for most of us. The system of a Raja Yoga is to utilize this physical help to make us the powers and forces in the body to produce certain mental states, to make the mind stronger and stronger until it regains its lost empire. By sheer force of will, if anyone can attend to that, so much the better. But most of us cannot, so we will use physical means and help the will on its way. The whole universe is a tremendous case of unity in variety. There is only one mass of mind. Different states of that mind have different names. They are different little whirlpools in the ocean of mind. We are universal and individual at the same time. Thus, it thus is the play going on. In reality, this unity is never broken. Matter, mind, spirit are all one. All these are but various names. There is but one fact in the universe, and we look at it from various standpoints. The same fact, looked at from one standpoint, becomes matter. The same one from another standpoint becomes mind. There are not only two things, there are not two things. Mistaking the rope for the snake, fear came to the man and made him call somebody else to kill the snake. His nerve system began to shake, his heart began to beat. All this manifestation come from fear, and he discovered it was a rope, and then all vanished. This is what we see in reality. What even the senses see, what we call matter, that too is the real, only not as we have seen it. The mind, which saw the rope and took it for the snake, was not under a delusion. If it had been, it would not have anything seen anything. One thing is taken for another, not as something that does not exist. What we see here is body, and we take the infinite as matter. We are but seeking that reality. We are never deluded. We always know truth. Only our reading of truth is mistaken at times. You can perceive only one thing at the time. When I see the snake, the rope has vanished entirely. And when I see the rope, the snake has vanished. It must be thing. It must be one thing. When we see the world, how can we see God? Think in your own mind. What is meant by the world is God, as seen as all things by our senses. Here you see the snake, the rope is not. When you have know the spirit, everything else will vanish. When you see a spirit itself, you see no matter, because that which you called matter is the very thing that is spirit. All these various are superimposed by our senses. The same sun, reflected by thousand little wavelets, will represent to us thousands of little suns. If I am looking at the universe with my senses, I interpret it as matter and force. It is one and many of at same time. The manifold, not destroy the unity. The millions of waves do not destroy the unity of ocean. It remains the same ocean. When you look at the universe, remember that we can reduce it to matter or to force. If we increase the velocity, the mass increases. The mass decreases. On the other hand, we can increase the mass and decrease the velocity. We may almost come to a point where all the mass will entirely disappear. Matter cannot be said to cause force, nor can force be the cause of matter. Both are so related that one may disappear in the other. There must be a third factor, and that third something is the mind. You cannot produce the universe from matter, neither from force. Mind is something which is neither force nor matter, yet begetting force and matter all the time. In the long run, mind is begetting all force, and that is what is meant by the universal mind, the sum total of all minds. Everyone is creating, and in the sum total of all this creation, you have the universe. Unity is in diversity. It is one and it is many at the same time. The personal God is only the sum total of all, and yet it is individual by itself. Just as you are the individual body of which each cell is an individual part itself. Everything that has motion is included in pran and force. It is the pran which is moving the stars, sun, moon. Pran is gravitation. All force of nature. Therefore, we must be created by the universal mind. And we, as little beats of mind, are taking out that pran from the nature, working it out again in our own way, moving our bodies and manufacturing our thoughts. If you think thought cannot be manufactured, stop eating for 20 days and see how you feel. Begin today and count. Even thought is manufactured by food. There is no doubt about it. Control of this pran that is working everything.